I've been waiting for this package for 2 days. Literally was camped out basically at my front door for the last several hours. Today we are looking at Tom Ford. This is the Forbidden Pink eyeshadow palette. First impressions, and if you're interested in seeing that, just stay tuned. Hi everybody. So today we're looking at Tom Ford. This is gonna be a first impressions video. I know how excited people are about the Tom Ford, the Lost Cherry eyeshadows and the rose other one. I don't know what I can say and what I can't say, like what words I can say here. Anyway, the pink packaging, okay? The red packaging was on Selfridges for like 5 seconds and then it was sold out. I am waiting for it to come here. It is coming here, at least that's what my Tom Ford essay has told me. I just don't have a date. So I thought it was Valentine's Day. Like I thought it was supposed to coincide with Valentine's Day. Honestly, at this point, I don't have any idea. I'm lost. I mean, like Chanel's all over the place, Tom Ford's all over the place, but doesn't matter because right now I have this quad and I'm gonna try it out for all of you. Okay, so Forbidden Pink, Tom Ford in the pink packaging. It has that kind of like, I don't know if the camera picks it up really well, but hopefully you can see it's kind of like got the cross-hatch detailing that some of the Tom Ford wet dry formulas have. But this is not the wet dry formula. This is the creme formula. Now I'm gonna have more coming in the days to come because I need to test it out. But again, I went with like, usually I spend a long time testing things out before I put it on the channel and I talk about and compare, but I know how everybody wants to know if they should buy this or not, like right away. So I was like, okay. So I have swatches that are gonna go up in a second. You'll see those. Those are indoors because again, I waited all day for this, well, 2 days for this stupid thing. And it was supposed to come the other day and it didn't. Anyway, it's at nighttime now, okay? So it's darker. So I can't do it in sunlight, but I will have pictures in sunlight coming on Instagram. The swatches that are up are indoor lights. So I'd say 2 things. One, this is not pink. This is not in any way pink. The outside is pink. The inside is not pink. That's the first thing. Second of all, this reminds me of, and I've forgotten the name of it. Yeah, I'm doing well. It's been a very long week with work. Can't even tell you. Okay. The metallic one, it's not metallic. The Tom Ford one that came out that everybody wanted and it was gone and we couldn't find it. And I'll just have to put the name down below when I figure it out. But anyway, there's a shade in here, the metallic creamy shade. I don't really, there's no names on Tom Ford. This one that reminds me exactly of the shade that's in that one. And it's the one that I always say I use when I want something kind of special because it looks liquid, that like a molten metal, that's it. And so this shade looks very reminiscent of that. This is a very creamy brown. I mean, that's a cool brown. This is a creamy, like, I think it's taupe is the best way to describe that. I'd say it's taupe. And then the last shade is, it's almost leaning towards pumpkin, but I'd say it has more, like a little bit more peach. So I just went and pulled it out of my drawer because I could not remember the name of it. Metallust. That's what I was trying to think of. It's gonna drive me nuts. So it does have a similar look, but the Metallust is, the formula in Metallust is grainier. But the shade is similar. This is silkier, more like, this is the new one. But you can see what I mean, see the look? These two are Metallust. But you can see the look is similar. We'll see if it looks similar on the eye. But yeah, the shade looks very similar to the shade in Metallust. I knew the minute I like swatched it, I was like, that looks like the shade in Metallust. I don't know if the formula is gonna be the same because Metallust is not a creme or cream. It's some other altogether formula. I don't really know. They didn't call it a cream anyway. But the other cremes that came out, Violet Sateen, the green one, Sorry, it's really like my brain is just at its end. The green one, the Smoky Quartz, I think it was, and Cocoa Mirage, the original Cocoa Mirage, which is not technically a creme formula, but it turns out if you look at the ingredients, they're exactly the same, and so I think it is the same formula. Anyway, that's what this one is supposed to be. So let's get it on the eye. Let's see how it works. So let's go in with the taupe shade first and just see how that looks on the eye. Definitely a taupe. It has a little more warmth to it than a mushroomy taupe. I know, like at this point, you know, the shades, it's so hard like describing a color because honestly, things do change depending on your skin tone. And I will say this, you know, when I swatch it, I think I have a tendency to draw colors cooler. My skin seems to draw out the coolness in a shade, whether on my lips or on my eyes. So this may be a little more neutral on some of you, but I would say taupe is a good description. It actually makes an excellent crease shade for me. It's a little bit deeper than my skin tone, makes a great transition. Yeah, it's an excellent transition actually. And again, I will compare this to, I think it's Smoky Quartz. I think that was the new one. That was the creme formula, but I could be wrong at this point. Cocoa Mirage, and then of course Violet Sateen and the green one are creme formulas as well, the new creme formula, but you know, the color story is completely different. All right, so let's take this peachy shade, the one that I showed you. It's kind of pumpkin, kind of peachy, and let's see what it looks like on the eye. It's got a little bit of satin to it, and I'd say it's a light, that one's a tough one. It's a really pretty shade, but I'd say it's got like a pumpkin-y peach. Do you see what I mean? It has some warmth to it. It's almost, I'm trying to look for the right, it's not pumpkin. Pumpkin is much more orange. This has a peach to it, but it's got a little bit of satin and it's got a little bit of orange. So it's a little bit more than a peach. It's a warm peach. How's that? That's not a great descriptor. I will come up with a better one as I play around with this over the next couple of days. But yeah, I definitely think that's warm leaning, because as I said, things go cooler on me. I don't think it's going particularly warm, but I think because I go cool and it still looks a little warm on my eyes, I love that, because for me, if you have blue eyes, orange is the contrasting color to blue, so it makes your eyes look bluer. It's not to say that orange doesn't look good on other, with other eye colors. It looks great with lots of different shades, but if you're looking for a contrasting shade to make your eyes look bluer or more blue, orange is a good choice. Yeah, that's a very pretty, but I think you can see, I think that leans a little bit warm, both of the shades. Again, I like it, but let's do the brown, the deep brown shade as just outer corner for a minute, because I'm literally just gonna put it on like right here at the edge, because I wanna use that metallic shade, and I want you to see what that looks like on the lid before I deepen it in any way. So this is a really good brown. It's a deep brown. I'd say the brown has a little more coolness, so it's going to cool down the look, because if you use the brown as your crease shade instead of taupe shade, I think you're going to get a deeper, more neutral look, maybe even a little cooler look, whereas the taupe leaned a little bit more warm, not a lot, but a little bit more warm. Plus it's lighter, obviously. So you're going to get a lighter look with the taupe and a deeper look with the brown. All right, so now I'm going to take this shade, this soft, wet looking metallic shade, and I'm going to use my finger. I feel like most of the time with these guys, your finger is the best. I will use a Kolinsky brush after I use my finger, but let's see how this works. Yeah, you get that wet metallic look with this. It's not like blingy. It's not like a super blingy. Don't think Pat McGrath. Think like think the Metallust or the shades in the creme formula that Tom Ford, which is what this is, it's very wet metal looking. It was also in the Chantecaille, the giraffe palette, same kind of thing. Do you see how it looks like wet? Almost like a gloss, almost like an eye gloss. That's what it looks like. It almost looks like an eye gloss without the stickiness and your eyelashes sticking together and me hating it. Because as we know, if you watched my Chanel video, I hate eye gloss. All right, so now we're gonna take a Glinsky brush and let's try that formula. Again, I'm going into the same shade. Yeah, you're gonna get a lot more payoff when you use a brush like this, but I know not everybody has that, so I just wanna make you aware. But it's still that very wet look, which I really like because like I said, I don't like an eye gloss and I don't want things sticky on my eye, but this makes it look like your eye is wet without your eye being wet. So now I'm gonna take that deeper brown shade. We're gonna use that in the crease here. And I'm just gonna intensify this a little bit. I'm just gonna keep it towards the outer part. Yeah, this is a very classy glam look, but it's not super pigmented. The one in here that's the most pigmented is this deep brown, this creme brown. It's a, creamy matte formula, but it's not a super pigmented. It's a glam. I mean, it's really pretty. I'm sorry, I'm smiling. I really like it. I was hoping I was gonna like it because I've been camping out in front of my door for 2 days. Yeah, that looks really nice. All right, let me clean up my under eye just a little bit. Okay. This reminds me a little bit of Metallust. Metallust has more impact though, guys. I'm just telling you right now. It's not that this one doesn't have impact, but this one has less impact than the Metallust. There's something in the Metallust. There's a granularity to the formula in Metallust. I'm not sure what it is that hasn't been in any other palette that I've seen. But anyway, this is beautiful. Like if you liked that kind of wet metal, but with, creamy mattes that like immediately sink into the skin, the formula is stunning. And I love the color story, but it's not pink. It's not pink. So Forbidden Pink is, I assume, referring to the packaging. Now the other packaging that's pink is Rose Topaz, which was also a new release last year, 2022. I feel like it was 2022, but did not have the pink packaging. It just had, regular packaging. I'm gonna take that taupe shade and I'm just gonna line my eyes with it. So if you're looking at the packaging, you will find that there's pink packaging with Forbidden Pink, which is what this one is. There's packaging with Rose Topaz, which is the other, quote, new release. And then there is an older one with pink packaging and it's Body Heat, I believe, which again was existing before. There's also 2 lipsticks. To Die For, which is in my Tom Ford video that I did where I swatched 50 Tom Ford lipsticks. Hopefully I'll remember to link that. To Die For is in there. The other shade, which I think was Naked Rose, which is the new one, I'm not sure about that one, and I don't think I have it. I tried to go, I have not had time to go back to the Tom Ford video and see if I had put it in there. If it's not in there, then I don't own it because I did all my Tom Ford lipsticks, literally all 50. So, but at least you can see the To Die For because that one does already exist. Yeah, this is a really gorgeous glam palette, which is great because I was kind of concerned actually that it was going to be pink because I'm not a pink person. And the cherry quads, I am picking them up as soon as I can get my hands on them, but I've seen them and they look, to me anyway, probably like maybe too red and burgundy for me. Anyway, we'll see. So let me put on some mascara so you can see the final look. Mascara is on. I really like the look. I'm going to be, here's the thing. These are first impressions, right? The formula is the same as far as I can tell from the other creme formula. The two shades here, these are satiny mattes, cremes. This one has a little bit more of satin to it, a little bit more sheen. This one is a liquid, it's not a shimmer, it's this very liquid looking metal kind of shade. It looks like an eye gloss. That's the look that you get. It looks wet on your eyes. It is stunning, but as I showed you, it does very much resemble the shade that is in Metallust. Now here's the thing, it's not the same, because I can tell you when I'm looking at these formulas and the way that they work, the Metallust is more granular. This is silkier. And there's something about the formula that makes it a little bit different, but it's not that different. So I don't know what to say yet, because I think I need more time with it. But what I would say is, if you look again, here's the two from Metallust, and here's the one from this new Forbidden Pink. On the skin, it gives a very similar look. If I just like do it very quickly on the back of my hand as like just a really quick swatch, you can see these are the Metallust ones and they have more sparkle to them. The Forbidden Pink is more of that liquid eye glossy satin look, which I believe is in, I think it's the same formula as in the other cremes. So I'm gonna pull out the other cremes and do a comparison. I'll have it over on Instagram as soon as I can. So I'll compare it to that. And I'll also swatch next to Metallust so you guys can see that. What other quads do you want to see it swatched against? Let me know. And again, I'm sorry about this not being as comprehensive, but I am doing it literally last minute to try to get it up for all of you so you can at least see the colors and the shades. I think the formula is beautiful. It's old school Tom Ford. It's the reason I fell in love with Tom Ford in the first place. It looks stunning on the eye. It's definitely a glam look. I'd say it's probably close to neutral shades, neutral browns. It's not Cocoa Mirage, which again, that was like cream. That was like all mattes, creamy mattes, but still, which was cool brown. It's not super warm brown either. So I think it's pretty close to neutral when you put the shades together. The deep brown is very cool. The taupe is taupe, so it's kind of neutral, leans a little cool. The peachy shade that's in here is, it's not really peach. It's like a burnt peach. It's got a little bit more warmth to it. And then this looks very similar to the shades that are in Metallust. It is like a taupey platinum. Gorgeous look, very elegant, very glam, definitely not pink. And I feel like I've done this look before. I just have to figure out exactly what quad it was that I did it with, because it just, in the back of my mind, something is pinging that I would, if I had more time, been able to have figured out which one it is, but right now I can't, but I will. Or maybe all of you will identify it immediately. Maybe some of you who have had more sleep. So with that, like I said, I'll have more soon, but I wanted to get this up as quickly as possible. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I look forward to hearing and seeing all your comments below. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope to see you in another video really soon.